Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Tech Think Tank. This is the third video of the series on Amazon Web Services. If you haven't seen the first two episodes of this series, please have a look at them. I'll put their link in the description, or you can click the pop-up banner now. Today, we're going to dive into the world of AWS and talk about one of the most powerful features of Amazon's Elastic Compute Cloud, or EC2 autoscaling. In this video, we'll explore what EC2 autoscaling is, how it works, and the benefits it can provide to your AWS infrastructure. So grab a cup of coffee, sit back, and join us on this journey into the world of AWS EC2 autoscaling. Let's get started. Welcome to the discussion on EC2 autoscaling, where we will discuss the mechanism that automatically increases or decreases your EC2 resources based on custom-defined metrics and thresholds to meet the demand. AWS provides EC2 autoscaling, which focuses on scaling your EC2 fleet, and an autoscaling service that can scale Amazon ECS tasks, DynamoDB tables and indexes, and Amazon Aurora replicas. For this video, we will focus solely on EC2 autoscaling. Let's consider an example of how EC2 autoscaling works in practice. Suppose you have a single EC2 instance acting as a web server that receives requests from users across the internet. As the demand increases, the load on the instance also increases, requiring additional processing power to handle the requests, leading to an increase in CPU utilization. To avoid poor performance for end users, you can deploy another EC2 instance to load balance the demand and distribute the increased requests. Using autoscaling, you can configure a metric to launch a second instance automatically when the CPU utilization reaches 75% on the first instance. By load balancing the traffic evenly, you can reduce the demand on each instance and decrease the chance of the first web server failing due to high CPU usage. Similarly, when the demand on your web server reduces, so does the CPU utilization. Therefore, you can set a metric to scale back and configure autoscaling to automatically terminate an EC2 instance when the CPU utilization drops to 20%. Scaling your resources back helps to optimize the cost of your EC2 fleet, as you only pay for resources when they are running. Customizable and defined metrics enable you to increase or decrease the size of your EC2 fleet automatically with ease, offering several advantages such as automation, greater customer satisfaction, and cost reduction. Automated provisioning based on custom-defined thresholds eliminates the need for manual deployment and removal of resources, allowing your infrastructure to elastically provision the necessary resources. Greater customer satisfaction is achieved by always having enough capacity to meet demand, preventing performance issues. Autoscaling also reduces costs by automatically reducing the resources allocated when demand drops, allowing you to pay only for what you use on a per-second basis. When combined with an elastic load balancer, autoscaling helps to build a scalable and flexible architecture for your resources. Up next, we will discuss the different components of autoscaling. Let me explain the different components of EC2 autoscaling and guide you through the process of using this service. To get started, there are two steps involved in configuring autoscaling: the creation of a launch configuration, or a launch template, followed by the creation of an autoscaling group. When using EC2 autoscaling, you have the option to create a launch configuration, or launch template, both of which define how an autoscaling group will build new EC2 instances. These configurations answer several questions required for launching a new instance, such as which Amazon Machine Image (AMI) to use, which instance type to select, whether to use spot instances to reduce costs, when to use public IP addresses for instances, whether to include any user data for automatic scripting on first boot, and what storage volume configuration and security group to apply. You may be familiar with these steps if you have ever created an EC2 instance manually, as the process is similar. A launch template is a newer and more advanced version of the launch configuration, serving as a standardized configuration to simplify launching instances for your autoscaling groups. By using a launch template, you can create a standard configuration that will be used to launch new instances in your autoscaling group. In this section, I will explain the interplay between ELBs and EC2 autoscaling. As explained in the previous lecture, associating your EC2 auto-scaling group with an elastic load balancer is simple and crucial for achieving optimal efficiency and cost-effectiveness. Each service offers a distinct way of addressing specific operational challenges. While ELB enables you to manage loads dynamically across your resources using target groups and rules, EC2 auto-scaling enables you to elastically scale those target groups based on the demand placed on your infrastructure. However, using one service without the other can lead to operational difficulties. For instance, if you only have an ELB configured without any auto-scaling, you would need to manually add and remove targets based on demand, which would require monitoring demand and adding or removing instances as needed. Conversely, if you have EC2 auto-scaling configured without an elastic load balancer, you would face the challenge of evenly distributing traffic to your EC2 fleet. Combining an ELB and auto-scaling provides numerous benefits for managing and automatically scaling your EC2 compute resources. When you attach an ELB to an auto-scaling group, the ELB detects instances automatically and starts distributing traffic to the resources in the auto-scaling group. When you want to associate an application load balancer or network load balancer, you can associate the auto-scaling group with the ELB target group. In the case of a classic load balancer, the EC2 fleet is registered directly with the load balancer. That's it for today's video on EC2 auto-scaling. We hope you found this video informative and helpful as you navigate the world of AWS. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below, and we'll do our best to get back to you. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the Tech Think Tank for more great content on AWS, cloud computing, and all things tech. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the next one. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the world of technology.